Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Scumbags Movie Podcast 191, baby. I'm Seth.
I'm Nick.
And look at this. It's been like a month, which is pretty good for us.
Look, if we keep on a month pace, we that'll be better than the past couple of years. So
That's
it's a
true.
start, a
You know, uh,
restart.
it was a groundbreaking victory for me, I would assume, on the Oscar picks.
Oh yeah, I threw him away because you lost in outstanding fashion. I think it was I think Brian it was 18, me 16, and you barely cutting double digits with 10.
You know what?
But hey, you didn't watch anything all year, so
I,
it
I
can't
did,
really be it can be
and
expected.
I honestly I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch the Oscars, baby. Let's go. And I was laying on the couch, and you know, so, yeah,
The narcolepsy took over.
Kieran Culkin got up there and started talking.
Yeah, like he's that person that you avoid. He's
Uh,
that person. Every his personality is an act, and
you know,
it's really grating.
I always used to consider myself like a fan of his. I love Freak the Mighty, which is a great movie. And just
Home Alone.
Home Alone. I enjoyed his work in Scott Pilgrim. He's in Igby Goes Down, pretty solid coming of
mm,
age flick. But
hmm
now he just annoys me. I'm with you. It's like, shut up.
but it just like his character in A Real Pain. There's also something endearing about him.
Yeah,
I would
good for
not.
him though.
Yeah, I mean, the Culkin clan. They can put an Oscar on the wall and
Sure.
whatever.
Hey, I've been
Talk
saying for
about.
like a couple years now, the Macaulay comeback is upon us, and you can see the wheels are in motion, baby.
Oh yeah,
They're
and
in
then after
motion.
the Macaulay comeback, it's time for the Rory raid.
Yes, Rory. Hey, great indie film starring Rory and the murderer Alec Baldwin called Lime Life.
Ooh, I got a indie film here starring Rory Culkin. It's called Signs. Ever heard of it?
Hey, yeah, yeah.
With this
Hey,
horrible AI
it's a
cover.
it's a baseball film.
Hey, it is. Swing away, Meryl.
Swing away, Meryl.
Speaking of baseball films, I think that's what we're going to be talking about on today's episode. Now,
In some way, we've done it probably 5 times before, but it is
that's
what it
okay.
is. Yeah.
So here's our thinking, folks. Anybody out there listening is that we've done some of these episodes before, and unfortunately, some of them were maybe not as thoroughly thought out, a little bit half-assed. They
I'd
are maybe
say
our thoughts have changed.
I'd say 90% of the structured episodes we put together are half-assed.
Yeah, there's no real discussion. You're just listing things. They could be done
Right.
better. So
Sure.
what we're thinking is doing some reduxes of some of our
Yeah.
episodes and talk about maybe how our opinions have changed and maybe we
Yeah.
can just do better discussions and
Yeah. Maybe a little thorough, go back and hit some topics that we might have hit before. Of course, we won't spend the whole time talking about baseball flicks, but we're going to touch on it and, work in some current events and stuff going on in the cinematic world.
yeah.
Robert,
Rabbit.
what have you
Rabbit.
All right. All right. All right.
God, I
What you
can't
been
watch
watching over
that.
there? How's life been going in Scottsdale?
It's okay. We haven't gotten to the super hot temperatures
Yeah.
yet. Still able to walk around um without breaking too much of a sweat. It's okay. Like whatever. I'm
I'm
alive. I
sure
wish I
by the
wasn't.
time I get there in the first week of May, it'll be
Oh yeah,
120.
for sure, for sure. Look out, Seth's coming to my neck of the woods again.
Yeah, really didn't want to, but it's paid for, so
Yeah, business trip or something. Whatever.
yeah. I'm like, come on. Well, you know, I'm a neurotic anyways, and the state of air travel's been a little sketchy.
What the fuck is that cup? I just noticed your cone head's gone.
It's a Saturday Night Live branded mug. I found it at the Goodwill. I don't know, probably 5, 6 years ago.
That's fun. I like
You know
that.
what? If you go thrifting, the most fun section of a Goodwill is the mugs. I always look for odd shit like that. I've got some other weird ones too.
Oh my god. The lived here for 10 years. Drove by where the Dutch Brothers is, that parking lot with that church. It's like that church and that other
Sure,
building. Place called Antique Trove. Always drove by it, never went in it. Go in one day just on a whim because I'm like, maybe I got vinyl records.
sure.
They do. It's just like this big, almost like not a flea market, but people rent out spaces and they sell shit. And
Dude, I've seen that, I think.
yeah,
One of those
it's
guys, some YouTuber, I think, has made like a video of a place like that.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
S-
they rent out a spot, they sell stuff, and it's you can find almost anything. A lot of it you can tell is maybe like a they went to some old person's home that they passed away, and they're just
Sure.
selling old clothes and stuff. But
Yeah, estate shit.
it's yeah, it's really neat. There's a lot
So
of cool
what'd you walk
stuff
out of there
there.
with?
Oh, I've gone a few times since. I've gotten some vinyl records. I went to like a a 70s theme party, a birthday party one time, and got some old clothes.
Shit.
It's just trinkets and junk
Yeah.
and cool stuff.
You realize, especially like where you're at, there's it makes you wonder how much cool shit you don't even know about that you drive past
Yeah,
every day, like you said.
yeah. Drive past it every day. Didn't even think twice. And my main objective every time I'm out and about is I got to get home. I'm scared, so it's it's nice to adventure out once in a while. Look, the police. I can't. What
We'll have to mosey on over to Treasure Trove or whatever it is.
antique drove? Yeah, might be able to
Antique
find
Trove.
some cool stuff there. I did something. I something that
Transition?
not yet, but
It's coming, folks.
what 20 years of collecting Blu-rays and DVDs, I finally got a region free player.
I thought you were throwing in the towel, man.
I'm selling my collection.
I'm like, fuck, dude, because if you got rid of all your shit, that'd probably get my mind going.
I I would never would. It's my only source of happiness.
It's kind
Is
of like,
buying their
oh
shit.
fuck, I'm gonna have to get rid of this wall behind me. So region free player. Well,
Region
you dabble in a lot of the, you know, foreign releases.
Sure, yeah. I started to dabble in them because I realized most 4K releases, no matter what country, they're region free, no matter what.
Sure.
But a lot of these things have they have accompanying Blu-rays that obviously can't be played because they're region locked. So I was like, let's do it. Like it's I've got some things I can use. There's so much shit out there from all across the world that I could pick up. Blu-rays that
Sure.
never got North American releases. So
So
it's like,
how did you go about acquiring your region free?
well, I just did a little bit of research on which ones works best, and I just found this electronics company in like Illinois that they uh, they fix them up to play
Really?
region free. Yeah, you open the disc tray up, put the disc in, you hit a button, and it changes the region coding and works like a charm. I
Nice.
think one of the main reasons I wanted to do it is have you heard of Second Sight? It's just like a
Yes.
Blu-ray. So
They're the ones that did Blair Witch, right?
they are.
Okay.
So they put out that Blair Witch set, which totally region B locked, couldn't do anything with it.
That is
It's
so
got
annoying.
it's got a total new transfer. It's got like a
Fuck.
2.5 hour documentary about the film with the filmmakers. That's not the only reason, but I was like, I've got to do it, and I put that Blu-ray in, and holy fuck, that movie looks totally different. Like
Really?
so cleaned up in a way that like that works for it.
Sure. See, that's
And
what gets me excited with those releases, like when they do a totally new transfer,
yeah.
instead of just like taking the shit and moving it to another disc.
Well, and one of the things I didn't even know that I learned watching the documentary is that when you would take films to Sundance, you had to have a 35 millimeter print. So they took a video version of their film and they had to do like this quick, shitty transfer into a 35 millimeter print that totally
Really?
fucked up the way it looked, the aspect
Damn.
ratio, all this stuff. So this version that they put out is the original um, video version that was supposed to be seen that hasn't
See,
been seen in
man,
like 25
like
years.
I want that in the worst way. All I got is that shitty fucking Blu-ray that we got here, man.
Yeah.
That's almost worth it for that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like I said, I've got a few other things that could have done with it, but that putting that in and seeing it for the first time, oh, it's like night and day.
Do they incorporate the cast in the documentary?
They don't. They don't.
I
It's
figured,
newly produced, but it is interesting because the filmmakers do talk about how the cast really got the shit end of everything
Yeah.
of
Well,
so I mean they acknowledge it, but
right. And the only one of them who's had a career has been Josh Leonard. He's been a
yeah,
successful actor, but the other two, I
yeah,
mean, I'm sure Mike is probably working a fucking regular job.
probably. And Heather's cooking up marijuana.
Hey, I'd smoke some Heather hash.
But I just found it really interesting. A lot of stuff I learned about the making of the film, and I don't know. It was like watching it for the first time.
That's yeah, that's intriguing. That makes it worth the hassle of, bringing in another region-free player and going through all that shit.
Yeah, and I mean they're fairly affordable. I got one that is a 4K player just because I wanted to cover all bases, and that was a little less than 300. But you can get just a Blu-ray one
That's not
for
bad.
maybe $100.
Yeah. Well, I've thought about just getting like a standalone one anyways, because I just use my PlayStation as my 4K
Hmm.
player. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I guess if I were to ever just buy a standalone, might as well just go that route.
yeah, yeah. I'll never go back now. It's so nice. And then when you start looking, like when you go to blu-ray.com and instead of just doing US releases, you put
Oh,
worldwide,
yeah.
like the options just open up so
Yeah,
much.
that opens up like a whole different world of shit.
It's ridiculous.
How's
But
the uh how's the buying been going? What you been scooping up? Anything?
ooh,
Yeah, like what okay, what's up with that Pee-wee? Are
okay,
those
so
bootlegs or what's going on there?
okay, so
Right.
so there's this website called eCrater, which it almost seems like an Etsy type of shop, but there's somebody that does basically rips of stuff that's on
Sure.
streaming. It's like the sloppy seconds where it's hard to find stuff or streaming exclusive stuff. And I had picked up, what did I pick up? Oh, they did a release of the Bo Burnham Inside special, and it
Hmm.
was like totally clean. Like it looked like a Blu-ray. Like just I wanted to try it out and see what the quality was because
Sure,
they have
sure.
a lot of stuff on there, and it was
My question,
it was
yeah, I
it
guess
was
my question, when you
impeccable.
put in that Pee-wee's Blue Big Adventure 4K,
Yeah,
well, I mean, does it look any different than the Blu-ray?
it looks different, and by
Yeah.
different, it looks darker. There's
I just
some
wonder, yeah,
there's
if they put
some
it through like a
scenes that
filter or an
uh,
editor or something.
yeah, it's really it was what's the word I'm looking for? Not disappointed, but it was very okay, well,
Well, I mean, it's a guy in his fucking office or his basement.
right. And I didn't
I mean,
watch the whole
yeah,
thing. I
yeah,
watched maybe the first 10 minutes of it, so it's I'm not going to get the full picture, but there's definitely parts of it like any 4K where you can
sure.
see more cleanup
If,
in certain
yeah,
areas.
if I had to guess, and I don't know anything about that type of stuff, but I would think that the people that are selling those, like, they probably take the transfer, put it through some sort of
Right.
AI, like, enhancer, and then move it to
Right.
another disc.
Yeah,
But hey,
especially with the older things.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous that you can't get Pee Wee's Big Adventure on a 4K, anyways. I mean, come
Well,
on.
yeah. And another thing I found and picked up was this beautiful steelbook of Train Spotting,
Ooh.
which I was under the impression the only 4K was really that Criterion
So was that a
version.
different disc? Like a
Yeah,
different
this is
transfer?
it is a different, it looks like a different transfer. It looks a bit darker, but they're fairly similar.
Shit, the
Um
case is way better.
oh yeah. I couldn't deal with that fat
Can't
Criterion.
put it
I
on your
mean,
shelf.
yeah, just one of the most numbskull
Yeah.
decisions to do that.
What is
But
that behind there back on the shelf? Is that like the complete Dragon Ball Z or something?
where?
Other side.
Here?
Over one more. No, over more. Other... yeah, the shelf by the poster tube. What's on the top shelf? Not on the very top, but the top one.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I
Is that
can't,
what that is?
it's cut off, so I can't see
Oh, okay.
what, but yeah, that's the all the separate Dragon Ball Z releases.
You know,
Yeah.
I've never been into that shit, but I saw it was on sale like the other day, and I had a brief thought about it.
I you just have to know what you're watching. Like it's very drawn
Yeah,
out, a lot of narration, a lot of,
sure.
but I fucking love it. I think
It's
it's
good, man.
fun. I
I've
like it a lot.
cut back on the buying, with adult responsibilities, fucking
Sure.
mortgage and shit. It's kind of had to kind of readjust, what I'm spending money on, but
Uh-huh.
just depends, A good for still buying shit if I really want it, but
What
just
was the
a
last
little more
thing you bought?
selective. Ugh, I don't know. Something that's sitting on top of Chucky. I don't know what it would be. Probably like Cannibal the Musical or one of those Vinegar Syndrome releases.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Good
getting
stuff.
look, I don't have any comment about it. I've never seen it. Like I've told you before, I didn't even know that was the South Park guys that did that, or at least one of
What you been
them.
watching?
So I watched a Blair Witch documentary.
Okay.
I watched the Blair Witch Project. um, one of the other Blu-rays I got that was always on DVD in North America didn't have a Blu-ray. Uh, was the Borrowers.
Oh, the John Goodman film?
I I've always had a thing for that movie. I probably it's just like one of those movies I watched growing up and for
I
some reason
I
has
remember seeing the
stuck with
trailer.
me. It's it's ridiculous. It's so silly and stupid, but you have an all-star cast of John Goodman, Hugh Laurie shows up, Mark Williams, Father Weasley shows up.
Shit, what a all-star cast.
All-star cast, British comedy,
Who put that out on Blu-ray?
some some British label. It's
Oh,
probably their version of just like some random Amaray
sure.
release. Like there's no special features.
I
There's
was gonna
no
say, is it like
th-
jam-packed with shit?
no. There isn't even subtitles.
I hate that.
Who
Got a
who
couple
oh
discs
who's
like that don't have subtitles.
oh fuck who's Bradley Pierce is in it. That's right. I was trying.
So Jumanji?
Yeah, Jim Broadbent,
Wow.
Tom Felton, young Tom Felton.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like a Harry Potter reunion. You
Fucking
got
A,
a
man.
Slughorn, Malfoy. You got a Mr. Weasley. Anytime
Okay.
you watch a
Okay.
British film, you're probably going to have some sort of a Harry Potter meetup in
I've
it.
noticed that. Yep, you're gonna see somebody from Harry Potter. You'll probably see
Lord of the
Ralph Ineson.
Rings,
Yeah.
Ralph
They just pop
Innes,
up.
Kate
They just
Dickey,
pop up. Kate Dickey, yeah, fucking Kate Dickey. Dickey.
Dickie Roberts, former child star.
Speaking of Harry Potter, what are your thoughts on the casting of this new series that we're hearing about? First of all,
I I have no thoughts. I'm
why are we, the first Harry Potter movies from 2001. Now we're rebooting shit from the 2000s, man. That's sad.
Yeah. I I don't I have no thoughts really. It's not something I've been like, "Oh, I'm excited. Oh, this is the worst thing ever." I'm just
I'm kind of with you there. It's
whatever. It's
who
going to
who's asking for
exist.
this?
Yeah, it's going to exist in the same world that I do, but I
I get it. It's a money machine, man. I get it, but like I would rather see like a story of three separate kids at fucking
yeah.
Hogwarts. That's got like we've seen that story over and over and over again. It's great.
and
I love it.
and there's a lot of words out there that are overused, iconic being one, but like the cast is iconic. You're
It is
never
right.
going to beat it. Like
Sure.
it's
Uh, Daniel Radcliffe is like Matthew Broderick, where you see him, he does other shit, but always Harry Potter.
yeah. Yeah, Emma
He's always
Watson
Ferris
is
Bueller.
Hermione,
Yeah, yeah.
Rupert Grint
I
is
mean,
Ron. Look,
shit.
maybe some of the other side characters, maybe other things, but even then, it's like, oh, Robbie Coltrane, what do you know him for? Well, I like
Yeah,
Goldeneye, but he's
right.
he's
Huh.
Hagrid.
He was good in European Vacation, but
Is
like,
he
how
in
are they
that?
gonna? Yeah, for like 2 minutes. How are they gonna? How long is a series gonna take?
I would think they'll probably do like a season of book.
I mean, fuck.
I mean,
But
there's a
like,
lot of detail.
season a book, and then nowadays for these shows that you like, you got to wait a year for them to
Hmm.
make the next season. I mean,
Well,
fucking dude, John Lithgow, is he gonna be around? You know,
right. I mean, look at Richard Harris. He wasn't.
right? It's just like I just for an example, everyone likes that The Last of Us that we always talk about, that I always make fun of. But
Sure.
like, okay, you watched season one last year or whenever it was. It's
Right.
like you've been waiting a year for them to make season two, put it together, and then release it. It's like, fuck, man, that's a
Well,
long
yeah.
time.
And you're dealing with kids; they're gonna grow fast. Like you can't
Right.
mess around. And even the Harry Potter original cast grew up.
Yeah,
Harry's got 5 o'clock shadow in the last
it's
one.
fucking weird. I get it, man. It's just it's a money machine. I'll check it out out of curiosity, but I'm kind of like with you. It's just it'll just kind of be there. I don't really care either way.
Yeah, the same thing with like that Lord of the Rings show. It's there, but I don't.
Right. People were up in arms about that. I'm just not gonna watch it.
Well, and how long? Yeah, and that's. I mean, that's it. Just don't watch it. But how
Yeah.
long ago did they announce it was happening, and we're just now casting? Like it's
Yeah. I mean, it's slow process, man.
seriously.
I just
Um,
don't know if I can imagine 90-year-old John Lithgow running around. We'll see.
and when I think of him speaking in a British accent, it's Winston Churchill and The Crown. Like,
I like him a lot. I thought that was a pretty good casting, but I don't know what their plan is with it, but we'll see.
yeah, you do a casting every 6 months. Like, you're it's never going to
Right.
get off the ground.
It would be one thing if the first Harry Potter movie came out in 1970,
Sure,
but it's like if
but
I
it
wanted to
didn't.
watch the Harry Potter story, I just go watch the films, man.
Most of them aren't even 20 years old yet.
I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting.
I don't know either.
I
Speaking
don't know.
of speaking of sequels and IPs, you hear anything about this Texas Chainsaw news? The rights
I've
are up for
heard
grabs.
yeah, I actually, hot off the presses this morning, I saw some back and forth about that. Are they
Well,
trying to pan a director for the next movie? Or are they selling the rights? What's going on there?
I think just the rights are becoming available. So, as it says here, the day after it was revealed that WME was shopping the rights to Jason Bourne, so even Jason Bourne is getting shopped around. And titles from the Robert Ludlum estate comes word that the rights to a venerated horror franchise, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, are also available. So I think people are having thoughts about who should take
Well,
over and who should be in it, who should direct
it
it.
it needs a breath of fresh air. I think like the past probably 5 or 6 movies that they've released have been like fucking failures. When's the last Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that people were ranting and raving about? I like the remake from
Two
2003.
maybe,
Yeah,
and two's
I
got like
mean,
a
yeah,
cult
but like
classic
these
feel
new
to
ones
it.
that come out, the one that came out on Netflix with I'm like, fuck, I don't
Yeah,
even remember watching that.
yeah, yeah. It says Legendary Pictures had held the rights to the property since 2017 and made a movie in 2022. A sequel never materialized despite hopes. The IP returned to the rights holders, Exubria Films, which is run by Pat Cassidy and son Ian Hinkle.
Hmm.
Um, there's no bidding war as of yet, since there's no package or take on the material, but there's plenty of interest. One mentioned is the teaming of the guy who directed Strange Darling. I don't know if you saw that.
I haven't.
It's it's like an indie
Okay.
crime movie. Take with that what you
Okay.
will. I think of it in a bad way.
Well, I'd rather see someone like that though get a shot at it. Really. I mean, I don't know.
What would you think about Andy Muschietti having a shot at it?
Sure. I'd be okay with that. I mean,
I think he could do something with it. I like
yeah,
it is there's great to it. Not all of it,
yeah,
but there's
there is.
there's vision there. I can see it.
Yeah. No, there is.
Eh,
That could have been a real, I mean, compared to that miniseries, that's a solid movie.
yeah. Yeah. A little too jump scary, but I think I think Bill Skarsgård is terrific
Yeah.
in it, and
I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
with you there. It's
say what you will about the kids, but it's some really good kid acting too.
the only fucking kid I don't like is Finn Fuckhard.
Right. But the chick from the D&D movie, she's good,
Yeah,
and
she was
all the other
good.
ones are solid.
I
Um,
interviewed her.
this- yeah, Brian, shout out Brian interviewed her. Um, another person they're talking about potentially starring in it is It Boy Glenn Powell.
I did read that. You know, I don't really care about who stars in it. I mean, that's whatever. But like, what are they going to do to make it an effective movie? It's like how many times we're going to go through that story. It's not that complex. There's not a whole lot of depth to it. It's a fucking family of fucking inbreds. That
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot of deep plot to it.
Well, yeah. I mean, and it's been done in Resident Evil 7. Like
Yeah, that's true. It's a good
it's
game though.
not I haven't played it. I watched somebody
This
play through it.
I didn't. I was uncomfortable playing it. Like it's fucking
Yeah,
creepy.
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like being uncomfortable playing
Yeah,
games.
being in that was creepy. But no,
Yeah.
it depends on what they're gonna do. I mean, you could put in fucking Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio in it. If it's a shitty fucking thing that we've seen over and over again, I don't know.
Well, yeah. And again, it doesn't seem like there's been much that's getting off the ground yet. It's mostly just like
Yeah.
a potential bidding war and
Speaking of Toby Hooper, this is kind of going off track a little bit, but I watched a documentary a couple weeks back and I saw that it was in your watch list. It's 1985, The Greatest Geek Year Ever. It's like a 3 hour
oh,
documentary.
isn't it 82?
Or 82, yeah, yeah. Sorry, one of
The
those.
only
Yeah.
the only reason I say that is
Yeah.
because I was like, "Ooh, 82 Poltergeist
No,
and
yeah, no, it was
ET."
82. Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, it's basically just a 3 hour retrospective of films. They just go from film to film. But there is a good probably 20 minutes about Poltergeist. And they have Joe Beth Williams on there
Oh,
talking about like the kind of tension with Toby and Steve. Like it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah.
damn. See,
Yeah.
I love that. I love when people
Yeah.
finally talk about some
It was just
things.
like I thought it was going to be more like a documentary just about like the 80s and the culture, I guess, but it was just like literally going from okay, let's talk about ET now. Let's talk about Poltergeist now. So, it was
It
fun to
sounds like
watch. I just kind of
that.
had it on.
Yeah, it sounds like that Search for Darkness trilogy
Yeah.
documentary series. Each one's
Yep.
like 3 hours, and they just
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah. Like, look, I'll be honest with you. I didn't sit down and give it my full attention for 3 hours. I kind of had it on while I was,
Sure.
cleaning and shit. But it was, I really liked the Poltergeist part though. I thought that was pretty
Damn.
fascinating.
Yeah, I'd be curious to check that out. A couple of my
Yep.
favorite films are from
Yeah.
1982, and
Toby.
it's interesting you bring her up because I was watching. I think it was like I think it was the SAG Awards, and they did that Scream Queen montage. It was like Jamie Lee. They showed her in the montage, but then they cut to her and she's in the audience. I guess she's a
Really?
part. I guess she's on the board of SAG or something. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah, but she
Interesting.
still looks good.
Okay.
Still looks very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Old Joe
that was
Beth.
probably my favorite part of that. I was like, fucking hey, man, it was kind of interesting just hearing her, sit there and talk about it.
How did you watch it?
It was on one of those streaming. I don't know if it's Tubi or Night Flight or one of those. It might have been one of the
Mm,
free ones. Yeah.
yeah, good to know.
Yeah.
I could just consult the old letterbox and find out.
You could. I meant to tell you about that though. I was always looking out for my buddy's interests.
Thanks. I'd suggest things for you, but you don't really take suggestions.
I don't really like anything, especially if other people have watched it.
Have you
I
been
was
playing
busy last
anything?
night watching watching Spring Break Mardi Gras starring Josh Gad
Yeah,
and
what
Carmen
the
Electra.
fuck is like of all the things you could watch? I saw that and I really didn't know what to
Sometimes,
say.
sometimes, like it's maybe 11 o'clock at night. Maybe
Okay.
I've had a couple puffs or a couple drinks or whatever. Just want to fucking something mindless, sit and watch it and laugh at it. And that's about as mindless as it gets.
Yeah, I'll say. That's
It's
okay.
funny though seeing a guy like Josh Gad in a movie like that because it's like now he's like Mr. Oh, good image and Mr. Positivity. And I mean, this movie's like cock and fuck and
Ugh. You gotta
odd.
start somewhere. Ugh. Hold
Have I
on,
been
I
playing
gotta
anything though?
I gotta plug in my headphones. They're dying.
He's never podcasted before.
I know. I thought about it right before I jumped on. I was like, "Fuck! I should have charged these things."
First day
Now I got
playing,
my.
first day recording.
Hello.
Brian, better be making some edits here. Now I'm
Oh,
coming through
cool.
his
So if I plug
speakers.
in, it doesn't connect. That's good to know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hold on.
Turn my fan on. I'm fucking sweating. Brian, the timestamp's about 32 minutes. Make the edit.
What business you insult?
Nuts!
I can't change anything. Can I not change it if we're already going?
Are you clicking the speaker button?
Yeah, it's not giving me the option.
Can you leave and come back, or is that going to fuck it all up?
No, it shouldn't fuck it up, but
Yeah, we've done that before, haven't we?
yeah, I'll be right back.
You better edit this right, Brian. You're a fucking dead man.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I guess
Hello?
it pretty much. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I, I I guess it pretty much like turned them off when I plugged
Does it
it
work
in.
now?
Yeah, I can hear now. I think
Oh.
it just like
What
turned it off so it
what
wasn't
happened
an
with your
option.
computer?
I got that PC and it got like the blue screen of death. I don't even do anything
Fucking
on it. I fucking
ridiculous.
play RuneScape on it. How would
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I need to take
Okay,
it in
where
or
were we at?
something.
Yeah, there's got to be a fix to it. You should just wipe it clean. Where were we at?
What have you been playing?
Okay, ask me that again.
Okay. What have you been playing lately? Oh
Great
God.
acting.
Hold on. Let me take
So, what have you been playing lately?
I know it's like out of the Brian O'Halloran School of Acting. You can leave this in, Brian, if you want. It's
Uh,
fine. So,
uh,
Seth, what have you been playing
yes,
lately?
I've always I've got a few different things going. I'm working through Baldur's Gate 3 right now. It's a big one.
Ooh,
I know your girlfriend was a massive enthusiast of that, wasn't she?
loves it. Yeah, still loves it.
Yeah,
Probably like
yeah.
top one
It's
game of all time.
there's a lot going on, a lot of content packed in.
Hmm.
I actually started playing it like 2 months ago, and I put like 30 hours into it. I just kind of forgot about it, so I started over. So
Yeah.
that's kind of my big one. How about you?
Well, I decided to do something that we've talked about, and I'm going through my backlog. Um, I'm kind of keeping track of it because maybe at the end of the year, I'll make like a video or something talking about how, this is my backlog. This is what I played during this month, and
You know
something.
what? I've been
Hmm,
keeping track of that for the past 2 years.
yeah. What do you
Yeah,
have
just on
backlog?
on notes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I just anytime I beat a game, I add it to my like games beaten this year.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've got a note on
Yeah,
there and basically like, oh, I beat this on this day, I beat this on this day, and so I've been busting through a lot of it, playing some of the
good.
games that have just been sitting forever. Like, well, one of them
You don't
that
have to sit there and dump 50 hours into everything. You can fucking play a single player story and move on.
right. But speaking of that, I played a 50-hour game. I played so in anticipation of Xenoblade Chronicles X, I played through Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Very
I
nice.
think I talked about this last
How was it?
podcast. I'm a fan.
You might have.
I'm a fan of the Xenoblade games. I always have been. The first two I wasn't able to beat. I got caught at certain points and just I could not progress any further. And
I never played the second one. That first one was a fucking bitch, man. I
yeah,
mean, it was tough.
the second one was the first one I ever played, so it's my favorite one. But yeah, I played through three, beat it fairly quickly for a 50-hour game,
Yeah.
but it
It
was
feels good to knock those off, though.
yeah.
Like when you wrap one of those up, it's like, fuck.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. It's
and
epic.
I've been playing through some of the scraps that games I bought for like $5-10 over the
Yeah.
years and just been sitting. So one of
I've been
them,
doing that too, like some of the free PlayStation Plus games that they give you every month.
yeah, like one of them was this game called Windbound on the Switch. It like at first I thought it was gonna be like a Breath of the Wild ripoff, and it turns out it's like this roguelike game that really
Sure.
pissed me off. Like I was so glad to be done with it, but
There's too much to choose from. Like
mhm.
I've gotten to that too where it's like, okay, I just got to pick one of these fucking games that I spent $2 on 10 years ago and just play it, to get
Yeah.
my money's worth.
Yeah, I'm just like just play it. Just play it. So I
Yeah.
the other day I picked up Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury. Finally played
Yeah.
through that one. It was fairly quick, 10-hour game, and now I can move on to
Yeah.
something
I hate
else.
to say it, but
Oh god.
got a box here to take the disc replay with my Switch and my Ring Fit and a lot of my games.
That's so you can buy a Switch too, right?
Well, probably at some point. It's like it's just gonna sit there.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping the games that I like, but the console I haven't turned on. So
Yeah. Oh, I got so heated the other day. I dropped my Switch and one of my Joy Cons like pretty much burst at the part where it connects to the Switch, and
shit.
like every time I play now, I have connection issues. So I had to switch over to my my GameCube connected ones. There's like this company
What a pain.
that puts out like different version of Switch controllers, but it's cool. It just looks like a GameCube controller on each side of the Switch, but
So
it's
I'm
fucking
guessing
huge.
I think I've seen that. I'm guessing, if you have the opportunity, you'll be down for a Switch 2
Oh,
pre-order though, right?
for sure,
Yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It's
I mean,
just
you've been like a Switch enthusiast since it came out.
it's probably one of my favorite consoles.
Yeah.
I've loved it since I've gotten it, and
I love it too. I can't balance. I've got a PC that I'm sitting
Right.
here, my
Right.
Steam Deck.
Right.
I've got my fucking
PlayStation.
PS5. I can't. Yeah, it's just like I gotta cut some shit back, you know.
I
And I
know.
love like the Mario and Donkey Kong and shit. But so I'm keeping the games that I like, assuming that I'll be able to play them on the next one.
Well, thank God they have backwards compatibility because that would have been a
Yeah,
deal
yeah,
breaker.
yeah. So it's it'll
Ooh,
be good to get that rolling.
another game I played that was sitting on the Steam Deck for a while. Heavy Rain. Did you ever play Heavy Rain?
No, that's a PS3 game, and I actually have it in my Steam library because I never played it. So
It's interesting. It's questionable acting. It's all like quick time events, but I
yeah,
liked it.
those were like real popular. That's I've never I've never played any of the other ones that are like that too, like Beyond Two Souls and something. There's some other one
Detroit
that's or
Become
Murdered.
Human.
Yeah. I've never got into those, but I saw you in there playing that.
Yeah,
There's a fucking shit ton of stuff on sale, man, on the spring sale.
I
Oh,
I can't do it.
yeah, got to stay off
I
there, man.
started playing. Have you heard of that Repo game?
I don't know about that one.
It's like this online game. I started playing it with Amanda and Eric, and it's like you have to go through these haunted areas, and you have to collect.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
seen that. Is that like the like weird orange guy on the cover? He's got like a looks like an animatronic or something.
no, it's basically like an emoji smiley
I
face with
that I've seen that. I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah. It's fucking creepy, but you have to like sneak around and steal stuff and try and get enough money to extract and
Sure.
simple premise, but
Yeah.
it's been fun. I've been jumping into new
Yeah.
online stuff.
Hey, well, you know what? I don't really play anything online. We need to get something going. Some sort of online something we could play.
Yeah, well, you have a PlayStation. I have an Xbox. You have no
But
Switch. So I guess the Steam Deck's
that's
it.
true.
I know. I still have you as my friend on Xbox Live, and I'm like, I'll
Oh,
never see him again.
I haven't been on there in a long time. You know what game I played that I was shocked that I really enjoyed it because I fucking hate the people that it's associated with. High on Life from the guy that did Rick and Morty.
Oh god, is that like you shoot the like the guns or like
Guns
bug gun?
talk and they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
but it was thoroughly enjoyed it, man.
Oh, okay.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, like a good sci-fi. And you know what? Nobody dogs on that shit more than me, but there's a couple times I'm playing it where I was, it was a good game. It was
All
a good
right.
game.
All
So
right.
yeah. So if you're not a fan of Rick and Morty, don't be turned off by it because it was like a fun kind of sci-fi first-person comedy shooter.
If you have no
I give everything a
nuanced
chance.
okay. If you have no nuanced interest, like hate everything or not, don't do it.
There's a lot of stuff out there to choose from. I've gotten to that point too where it's like just pick something though, or I'm looking at it for 45 minutes.
Seriously, I've sat here for like 30 minutes to an hour just like I don't know what to watch. I don't know what to
Yeah,
play, so I just don't do
right.
anything.
And no, and then in that 30 minutes, you'd be fucking a third of the way through a movie.
Yeah, it's sick.
Well,
Speaking of video games, though, I did want to bring up. Did you like Barbarian? Did you
the
watch
movie.
Barbarian? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fine. It was okay.
So the
I think I might
direct.
give it like a 2 or 3.
Okay, that's a big gap. Like that's between like I hate it and I kind of thought it was
I think
okay.
I gave it a 2.5. I was not. I loved it up until they got underneath, and then you found out what was really going on, and it was like, oh, this is kind of stupid.
Okay.
But the buildup was good of what's underneath that tunnel.
Right. It's like that halfway mark where it takes that tonal
Yeah,
shift is weird.
it
Well,
was it's better than a lot of horror movies I've seen though lately.
Zach Kreger, director of Barbarian, seems to be on his way to directing a Resident Evil film. What do you think of that?
Okay, I didn't know that was that guy. I
Yeah.
saw something about that, but I didn't know that that was him. I'm cool with that. I like the first Resident Evil movie. I actually like the whole series, but they're fucking terrible. Um, the first one though, I genuinely think is solid. It's like a solid movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it
But
in years, but I remember liking it.
I remember going to see that in the theaters, and even as a kid, I'm like, this movie's fine, but it ain't like the game at all, you
No.
know? Like if that wasn't called Resident Evil, you wouldn't even know, you
Yeah.
know? So I'd be interested in seeing someone doing more of like a video game adaptation, you know?
Yeah. I think it'd be cool. I played
Yeah.
through the Resident Evil remake like late last year, and
4?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I bought that. I still need to play it. See,
yeah. I
that's one
guess
that I
like
got
they're
for 20
all I
bucks.
guess they're all remade at this point. But yeah, I played through 4, and I mean I always
Yeah.
liked 4, but I I uh I think I only had ever beaten it one time before that.
It was like a tonal shift compared to the other ones. It was like
Hmm.
went in a way different direction, you know?
And then after that, 5 and 6 just like went
Yeah.
totally over the top action, and then
I've really liked what they've done though. Like the past couple have been pretty fun.
yeah, I haven't played 7 or Village. I thought Village for a while looked like it was gonna connect to 4 in some way. The
Yeah.
Village.
It'll just be a matter of time before they bring back fucking Leon and just do a part 2 of number 4, you know?
Yeah. Well, they're
That's
talking.
a fucked up timeline too that makes no
Oh,
sense.
oh
That
yeah,
timeline makes no sense.
yeah, for sure. Well, they're talking about this kid named Austin Abrams, I think is his name, being in it. I don't know in what fashion because he doesn't really look like Leon. Maybe he could be Leon.
Who
Um,
knows?
yeah, it just
Well, they
says
did one like a couple years ago that was like the Welcome to Raccoon
"Welcome to
City,
Raccoon
and I
City."
wanted to
Yeah,
watch that just out of curiosity. But man, I know that's probably ass.
it seemed like the closest thing to what a Resident Evil movie
Yeah,
could have been based on the
so I was kind of
games.
intrigued by it.
Yeah, we'll see. I like Zach Kreger. I like Barbarian a lot, so I'd be interested
I'm
to
more
see
of a
what it
Paul
is.
W.S. Anderson fan.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, really. You want to?
PWA.
Oh yeah, speaking of PTA, put out a teaser for his new film, One Battle After
He
Another.
did. I didn't know he
The
had a new one
first
coming out.
the first contemporary set film since Punch Drunk Love, I think.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
know what
weird
it's
to
about.
think.
Still don't know what it's about, even after watching that trailer. But
I don't know, people shooting guns, Leo looking a
people
little
shooting guns.
sad. It's
I'll watch it.
contemporary PTA just feels weird. Like I love Magnolia, that's probably my favorite of his, but The Master, No Country for Old Men, Phantom Thread, all in the past. Something about it feels right.
Did Paul Thomas Anderson do a version of No Country for Old Men?
Not No Country for Old Men. There Will Be Blood.
Unbelievable.
Thanks.
This guy doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Sorry, I was looking at my
I'm
criteria.
wait. Hey, I bought that. You said, hey, that was a good tip on that deal that you sent me. I'm still waiting for it to arrive, but I
Oh,
had to
I'm
grab
sure it was
that.
on back order.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to come next week, so
Fuck all
we'll
of
see. But
those.
hey, it's March 22nd when we're recording this, and by the time you hear this, it'll probably be a couple days from April. And if you know us, we're sports guys here.
We're
We're baseball
athletes.
guys. We're
Can you tell
athletes,
by the
bud.
hat?
I feel like the Yankees have played the Phillies 12 times this spring training,
Yeah, they play the same
and
3 teams. It's like
I've
Detroit.
got to be honest with you. This is the first time in probably 10 years where I've paid minimal attention to spring training. I think
Me
I've
too.
watched one game.
Me
Yep,
too.
I've watched one game.
I just don't. I don't care. Like
Goes too
I
long and too much risk for injury. And I will check the box scores and see what's happening with the young guys and what to look out for. But I have not tuned in really at all.
yeah. I mean, it means literally nothing.
Yep. But I did take Thursday off.
I took Thursday and Friday off.
Oh, nice. I only didn't take Friday off because I'll be working from home. I can watch it on TV. But
Oh
if I
yeah,
wasn't,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not coming in on a Friday. They don't even play on Friday anyway, but
Uh,
it's like I could watch other
neither do the
games.
Yankees.
But it's like I'm not gonna
Yankees
take
don't play
off
till
and come
2
back in.
p.m. and I took the day off for a 2 p.m. game.
That's okay. I watched all the other games anyway, so
Yeah,
I
just want
don't
to be
think
mentally ready for it.
you're I'm gonna watch all these different games all day kind of person.
No, nope,
Yeah.
nope. But I'm ready for it.
Can I ask you a
I'm
question?
just, yeah.
How are you feeling about the whole Cole situation? Not even just Cole, but like you got quite a few injuries going on right now.
Um,
Stanton can't walk out of his house without getting hurt.
the Garrett Cole thing is not surprised. It's just a matter of time with those
Yeah,
guys, and he hasn't. He's avoided that.
he's been a
And he was
workhorse.
out. Yeah, he was out almost all last year with an elbow problem. When he came back, he wasn't that great. So was
Inevitable.
it surprised by it? Yeah, it didn't. That wasn't the gut punch that it could have been. I mean, the Max Fried thing helps.
Yeah.
Stanton, no, I don't know how you can sit all fucking winter and both your elbows are torn. I
That
don't
was
know.
my
It is what it
thought. Like,
is.
what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah, it is what it is. I don't. This is kind of a wild card season, though. I really don't know what to expect. It could be really good, or it could go off the rails.
It
So
feels it feels like one of
yeah, I
those
don't know.
years they had like Travis Hafner or like
Well,
or
Vernon Wells and
yeah.
Lyle Overbay.
Yeah.
It's a totally different team. It's
It's a better team.
you're taking out Juan Soto, but you've replaced it with a lot of athleticism and defensive. So it's going to be interesting. What are the Phils looking like? How you feeling there?
They're still picking them to be they're like number 2 ranked
Yeah,
team, but I don't know.
yeah,
They've gone backwards every year, and it's it's been really weird because okay, they snuck into the third wild card in 2022, went to the World Series. They were the number 1 wild card the next year, lost in the NLCS, the
right,
Diamondbacks.
right.
They won the division last year and got shit on by the Mets and the DS. Like they're making progress in the regular season, but
Yeah.
they're losing it in the playoffs. So
You know what though? I just think that goes back to the 3-5 games being a fucking crapshoot, man. It
yeah,
really is in baseball. I mean, if you took the two best, took two NFL teams and they played 5 games, the best team's going to win the series.
right, right.
But baseball, it's just fucking everything's got to go the right way.
I
So
just
that's why I don't, get on board with all these downers. Well, just might as well hand it to the Dodgers already. Sure, on paper, but they could fucking get knocked out the first round.
I mean they deal with injuries every year.
Yeah,
And
it's just
look at their track record. They may have won last year,
yeah,
but shit, they get knocked out every other year.
that just sucked. I would have rather the Yankees fucking missed the playoffs. To be honest with you, I had a terrible
Well,
winter, and I just
and
sucked.
I saw they're putting out a documentary about it. Like it wasn't even an exciting World Series. What are we putting out a
No,
documentary about it for?
well, that's not as bad as the Mets doing a 2-part documentary about the Juan Soto pursuit.
Well,
That's
they're
fucking
they're
stupid.
fucking stupid. I mean, did you see that footage a few years ago of them celebrating the World Series in spring training? Like
Yeah, like
they're losers. Like just straight up fucking
I'm not a Mets
losers.
hater, but I don't know.
Them
Eight
beating
hundred million to Juan Soto, but Clay Holmes is your opening day starter. That's not very
Oh,
good.
I know. That's my excitement is that they have no pitching.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have a good year, and I don't think you'll ever see Juan put up the numbers he put up with Aaron Judge next to him.
Probably not because Mark Vientos, he's going to be the guy that
Yeah, yeah.
like okay,
Look,
cool.
don't get me
He
wrong. When I woke up at 2 a.m. and saw that he was going to the Mets, my fucking day was ruined, man.
You and
I
me
didn't go back to
both.
sleep.
You and me
Yeah, I mean, my
both.
fucking day was. Yeah, I guess so. That'd be like him going to the Red Sox.
It was an
But
inevitability though.
yeah, yeah. I just, for that price, the Yankees could have given him 800 million, but then they would have brought anyone else in. So instead, they kind of spread it out into multiple different players. So we'll see. Be
Yeah, but
interesting.
like you should have brought in like Alonzo instead of Goldschmidt. Like I look, I'm not
Yeah,
running the team. I
no,
just
you're right. And it is comical when they play the pity card about the payroll. Like, oh, we can't hang
shut
with.
up. Yeah.
Now it is true though, compared to Steve Cohen. You know,
Right.
Hal Steinbrenner's like a poor guy. I
Well,
mean, they're not even
well,
close.
yeah. One of them does insider trading. The other one,
That's true.
in
One's the scumbag criminal.
yeah,
Um,
fuck him.
but the Yankees are the most even last year they're always the most profitable.
I mean,
franchise.
they and the Dodgers are the two most popular
Right.
teams. Like they're worldwide. It doesn't even compare.
So they come out with this whole we got to stay under the tax and whatever. Whatever. It is
look,
what it is.
look, I fucking hate the Dodgers, but I'm envious of their ability.
So am I.
Not even their ability to do it.
No,
They just do it. The
no,
problem,
to win the World Series and then to add like 3, 4 top line guys is must be nice.
well, yeah, and it feels like there's a competitive disadvantage because guys just want to come there. Like Phillies put
Yeah.
up the same amount of money for Yamamoto, but he didn't want to go. He
Yep.
wanted to go to the Dodgers.
Right.
Roki Sasaki
Yeah.
played that whole charade, like, oh, I'm gonna talk to all these
Yeah.
teams, but I know where I'm
Yeah.
going.
Fly out to LA and come visit me in our nice, warm climate, and then try and pitch me on fucking playing on the East Coast.
Yeah, give me a fucking break. Like that whole thing was a charade, a
Yeah.
joke.
Well, I think there was probably a handshake deal a long time ago with that bullshit.
Of course there was.
Yeah.
And if not a handshake deal, he knew where he wanted to go. It was.
Yeah. No, but I agree with you. I can't get on here and on anything and go, you're ruining baseball. Stop spending my. I wish the Yankees would do that. They I feel like they used to, but never to that extent.
If anything's ruining baseball, it's blackouts. Like give me a break.
Yeah. I do think there should be a floor though, a salary floor.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like funny, like the Oakland A's or whatever you call them now. Luis
Sacramento.
Severino is their biggest. Yeah, he's their biggest contract in franchise history. It was like $60 million.
Right, but they're also giving guys extensions. It's like, oh, now we're getting out of Oakland, so now we can pay money.
Yeah,
now we can put down some money.
mean, some of these guys got to spend, but
they could win the division.
It's always my favorite time of year. Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Astros are depleted.
National League's a juggernaut.
It is.
National League's a juggernaut. AL's kind of wide open again, which is why I'm feeling pretty good, at least about that side of things. But
I'm just look. Last year, I had no expectations for the Eagles. This year, I have no expectations for the Phillies because, like you said, it's a juggernaut, and you got two of the best teams in the division with the Braves and the Mets. So, what was it you used to say? Zen baseball. I'm just gonna
Zen baseball. Just relax and watch it.
Yeah, I say that, but I won't.
I always say that until it comes to myself, and then I can't do it.
Well, I'm a sicko that hangs on every pitch. Like every pitch is like make or break. So
I hear you, man.
I'll never be able to calm down. But
I will always stay by the fact, though, that my life is way better when baseball's going. It just enhances my life. It does. I look forward to coming home and watching it.
All I do, like all day, is wait till, for me, 4 p.m. Well, now 3:40 when they change the times to come home and watch the game. All off season, I'm just nothing brings me the same amount of joy and that.
Nope. I scour the Yankees Reddit and read the most negative fucking people on planet Earth that make me look like an optimist.
I watch highlights from the past years, like it's all to eventually get to March 27th, and then all my hope goes out the window when they lose the first game, and I think it's over.
Heard that. Well, at least you're not like the Cubs, and they had to go to Tokyo, and they're already in a hole.
Yeah, well, at least they play in it.
I don't like that.
I think it's cool, but it.
Well, I think they should but I don't like how they do it, and then we got to come back for 2 more weeks of spring training.
Right. Like
they could do that, but that should just be when the season's about to start.
I haven't paid attention, but I assume the Dodgers and the Cubs haven't played any more spring training games. Like they're done, I would assume, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, man. I don't. They might do like a split squad or something to keep going, but I really don't know. I honestly forgot about that the other day. I woke up 5 a.m. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh look, Phillies are playing the Yankees today. How exciting!
Yep. Sounds like a win.
Probably. Well, they got Luzardo on the mound. That was a great trade.
I'm really just watching the young guys this year. The spring training. Dominguez, Austin Wells. I love the young boys.
I love the young boys.
With that being said, though.
Yes.
With baseball season comes a handful of cinematic baseball experiences.
Yes.
And there's a lot of them out there. But I realized when we were talking about this, there's a lot out there, but there's only like three that I really love, or maybe two. I don't know. There's a lot out there though.
There's a couple that I really love. There's a lot that are fine that I like. I noticed, um, but yeah, it's pretty top heavy with the actually good films that are.
What? Yeah. What are some outliers for you before you get into like your favorites? Like if you were just thinking like, that one's okay. I watch it. It's not a great movie.
So there's one that for some reason I always like going back and watching. It's not really the story is not great. Like the actual making of the film is not great, but it's the final season directed by David Mickey Evans. So
Whoa!
this is
Wait, another. Wait, I've heard of this. This is another David Mickey Evans baseball
it
film.
is, yeah, it's his other. Well, I guess he did direct Sandlot too, but yeah,
Now, you want to talk about a guy who struck gold once?
yeah, seriously. and
Once.
and even then, I don't. We'll talk about the Sandlot later, but
Yeah. No, I think I know what you're getting at. So
right.
yeah, we'll get to it.
But anyways, final season. I think this was one of those DVDs I came across at like a Blockbuster going out of business sale, and I was like, "Ooh,
It seems like the
baseball."
type of place to find that.
Yeah, like real low budget. Uh, but it was baseball. It had Sean Astin in it. I'm like, okay, I'll check this out. And
Ooh.
I
Yes, man.
yeah, the one really good saving grace about this movie is it's one of the best as far as the people in it can actually play the game.
That's right. Because we've talked about that. You even did a video about that.
I did a video. I have a list on Letterboxd of my favorite baseball films with a rating of how well they play baseball in the movies. It's something I
Yep. Where
always
they
look
don't
for.
look like shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
You know what I think about when you get on that topic? Though I just think of the Phenom with what's that guy's what's his name, Simmons or
Johnny
whatever.
Simmons. Yeah, it's
Throwing fucking 30 miles an hour. Yeah. Jose Batista bat flip.
But anyway, the final season, it's about this Iowa school. I don't know if you've heard of this school, Norway. You ever heard about Norway High School?
No.
Well,
but I'm like intrigued by this David Mickey Evans Iowa baseball film.
Yeah. So it's a school that is about to be basically overtaken by a bigger school to cut funding, whatever. But this school has won 20 state championships. Like it's a big deal to these people, this small town. And Sean Astin comes in to replace this coach that's renowned. Like people love him. He's known, and he's played by Powers Booth or Aston Teese, and it's basically the final season of that school, and it's just they had to have picked up like a bunch of high school kids, but they can actually play. Like it's crazy. It's
when you're watching it, does it come off like a legit movie though, or is it like does it seem like some cheap shit you'd see on TV?
It's definitely cheap shit you see on TV. Like,
okay.
So I mean, Michael Angarano's in it too, and I've always enjoyed him.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just, it's like I need to know what I'm going into. Like, are you watching like a full production film, or is this going to be like something that
it's not,
you would see on?
Yeah, like it's not.
Okay.
It's not. It doesn't have the production of like a TV movie, but just
I know what
it's cheesy. It's cheesy.
Sure.
But yeah, Michael Angarano's in it, and he like as an actor, I think he might have played baseball or something. He looks good. I was listening to the commentary, and they were talking about how for some reason this movie of all movies has a commentary, and it's so funny because
strange one to sit and listen to.
Yeah, I'm listening through it, and I'm like, oh, that's Smalls talking. That's Smalls talking because David Mickey Evans is doing it.
Oh shit!
But even so, like they're talking about how they had professionals come in and mentor the kids and show them how to do things correctly, and they were like, even when Michael Angarano crouches down as a catcher, like it's perfect form. Like he
well. I agree with you. I mean, that kind of takes you out of it, especially guys like us that watch a lot of baseball, played baseball. It'll take you right out of the movie if the guys look like they don't know what they're fucking doing at all.
Yeah, there's even a moment, this big slow motion moment where Michael Angarano does a headfirst dive. It looks legit, like it's fucking cool. But the
Okay.
problem
Okay.
with this movie I found is that I guess there's a really edited down version on Amazon Prime. So
Okay.
it like cuts a lot of it out, and you're missing a whole portion in the middle of the movie.
So you
So
watch it almost looks like a commercial break where they would, it just fades out and then comes back in.
that too, but there's parts of
Yeah.
it that come up later that you're like, where is this? Where is this coming from? So
Hmm.
if you can find it physically, it's probably some shit cheap DVD, but even
Well,
at
I'm
the end,
intrigued.
they play the really good school, and it's this minor league, like legitimate minor league pitching, and yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
I like it. It's one that I watch every couple years, and
Yeah, I knew about that, but you know, I'm intrigued. I didn't know it was about an Iowa high school, and yeah, but a watch.
yeah.
David Mickey Evans, he really knows baseball.
He does.
Any other outliers that kind of you think about,
Uh,
but you wouldn't call them your favorites?
I this one is I really like Fever Pitch. I I know what you're gonna say. It's a Boston
No, no, no.
centric
It's
movie. It's
no. It is, and I've seen it before for some fucking sick reason.
I think the baseball vibes in it are really immaculate though. Like they're going to Fenway. They're real players are in it. It's it's a guy that has the same mental illness we do. That it's like we we breathe baseball, and it doesn't get much better than the actors being players, literally players
Yeah,
in the actual games. So
I, it's just the subject material that
sure,
obviously is.
I get that.
But from what I've seen of that movie, I'm mature enough to say that it was at least a solid sort of film.
It's a Fairly
Subject
Brothers
matter
film.
aside. Yeah. Oh shit, that's right. Hell, hey, you're getting quality there.
Yeah. Yeah, Fever Pitches. I think I watched that one quite a few times.
Okay.
Another one that I think I found young, and I was like, baseball vibes are really cool in that one.
Sure. Now, one that I always watch, but it's not a good movie, and I think you would agree with me. We were just listening to Daniel Stern do a retrospective on it. Would be Rookie of the Year.
Sure.
Um, is it a great film?
No,
Fuck no, it's stupid as hell. I don't even know if it's not even a good movie. It makes no sense. Would never
it's
happen.
it's first of all, even if this kid's tendons are fused together, him throwing 90 miles an hour, his arm's gonna burst into powder. Like it's just not logical.
Not to mention, he also inherited pinpoint control, I guess, too.
Yeah, out of nowhere, like he just throws dots.
Yeah,
Also,
so
these contracts don't make
yeah,
sense.
stupid movie. Yeah, fucking Mr. Duncan is the owner of the Cubs.
Oh boy, I got a Dakota ring in my Cracker Jack box.
$4 for a hot dog?
$4 for a hot dog for me?
It's stupid movie, but fun movie. Not sitting down watching it thinking, oh, this is a great piece of baseball history. It's just a good time, puts you in a good summer mood, good summer vibe. It's
I
funny. I mean, it's memorable.
I love a movie like this that can perfectly engross itself into the culture of the team. Like
Sure.
like they bring
Yeah.
what's his name?
Thomas Ian
Thomas Ian Nicholas
Nicholas.
out to do first pitches. Like
Yeah, in a
it's
Rowan Gardner jersey.
yeah, like it's just part of the culture, and they use the real logo, the real stadium. Like even that video I sent you of Daniel Stern, he talks about how they got to film in Wrigley. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I always enjoyed that just for the vibes of it. And that was interesting to see like Daniel Stern sitting and talking about that, like those they do with their big movies, when they're, doing flashbacks and stuff. So no, I like the film though. It's fun. It's just dumb, but it's one that I watch every year. I'll watch it at some point.
Well, and piggybacking off of that, and now we're starting to talk about a lot of them, but
It's all right.
I love Angels in the Outfield. Like I it has a pretty, I guess, mature plot for a kids movie. You know,
It does.
a kid who's
But it's kind of fucked up. Yeah.
it is really fucked up. But see, it
I
shows
remember
that
even
baseball
watching
saves
that.
lives.
Even as a kid, that scene where he fucking goes into the hearing with his dad. I'm like, God,
Yeah, it's like
downer, man.
yeah, like you're telling your kid essentially, we'll be a family when the White Sox win the pennant.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, fuck, man.
But
I like that movie. It's fun though. It
I
is fun.
I do. It's got great music. It's some scenes are really fucking good.
Now,
He's coming up soon.
that is good. Now, why is there no official release of that?
I don't know. It's like one of those
I even
vaulted
tried
Disney
downloading
movies.
it because I started doing I've got like a Plex server at home where I start like rare shit or I'll
Hmm.
save stuff from YouTube that might get deleted, and I just store it locally. So I've got an extra computer in a room that's just running like a local server. But I tried downloading a copy of Angels in the Outfield just to have, and even a download copy was shitty. The fucking audio didn't match up. It was low
Oh
quality.
my
I couldn't find a
god.
good rip.
There's a
Yeah,
good cast in there. Oscar winner Adrian
there
Brody,
is.
two-time Oscar winner.
Yeah, yeah. Two-time Oscar winner. A
Matthew
lot of people in
McConaughey,
there.
Danny Glover,
Matthew McConaughey,
what
yeah.
Ben
Joseph Gordon-Levitt went
Johnson.
on to have a big career.
Yeah, I
It's a
don't.
fun movie.
You know what? Maybe McConaughey needs to chill out with the fucking car commercials and do what and do what Ben Stiller's doing with Heavyweights and start talking about where you came
Yeah,
from.
yeah, I like that too. I like the heavyweights retrospective, but
You
I
know,
do like Angels in the Outfield.
you know what? I just found out that even the Big Green has a Blu-ray out there. Like it's one of those.
I didn't know that.
It's one of those Disney classic or whatever Disney classic exclusives. Like, why is that not something you
Oh yeah,
like the
one of
Disney
those you have to
Movie
get from the
Club
movie club.
things?
Yeah,
What?
they fucking put the shittiest movies out like that, like Jungle to Jungle. I've got that. I
Yeah,
love the movie, but it's fucking stupid.
right. But and I'll probably buy the Big Green Blu-ray because I that movie's stupid as hell, but I like it.
Good to see you,
But
Ed.
why no Angels in the Outfield Blu-ray? Like, what are we
Nope, it's
doing?
criminal.
What are we doing?
And like you said, it's a ridiculous concept, but it is kind of a deep message, deep themes, and family themes, and it's kind of a downer, for a kid. I thought it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like you have no hope until until
I really like Miguel.
it's like your only hope in life is if Rob Thompson comes and adopts you,
Yeah, no shit.
or Aaron.
Only hope in life is making fucking making meatloaf with the pigeon lady from Home Alone.
I really like Miguel.
Brenda Fricker, what an actress.
All right, do you have a top five? Do you have a little list?
No, but I have some favorites but I don't have five. But
Okay.
I know the favorites that I have.
Okay. Well, I have. What do I have? Like 33. I made a whole list like a week ago, just out of fun, and I was like, "Look,
Okay.
we
Well,
should do this."
we'll
But
dive into some of your one that you really think is, just elite.
well, we might have some of the same ones on here.
Sure.
But
So we'll just
why don't we talk about the Sandlot? Why don't we do it?
let's do it. Let's do it.
And we're done. All
Regarded
right,
as a
moving
classic.
on.
Regarded as a classic. Um,
By baseball and non-baseball folk.
yeah, I thought you were like not a big fan of that movie.
I've gone up and down with this movie.
Yeah.
I loved it, and then I went through a period where I was like, this isn't really that good of a movie, and then I've kind of had a retrospective thought of like, this is quintessential. Like this is feels like
Right.
growing up. Like I this is
I've
depressing to
always
think
thought
about, but this is what it was
that
growing up.
that was like that's kind of like a Dazed and Confused type of movie for me, where it feels like it's set in the era, or like
Hmm.
it comes from that era. Like it
Hmm.
doesn't feel like a '90s movie. I don't know. It's just weird. It really does a good job of capturing those times. But um, I don't know. I think everything just kind of aligned right for that movie. Like
Yeah.
it was a magic formula, or something just worked right. Because I've definitely had those thoughts about it too. Like, is this actually good? But even watching it in my 30s, you're like, that's a pretty fucking good movie, man.
I mean,
Good movie.
if you had friends growing up and you spent your summers hanging out with them, like it, as you get older, I feel like it will, and as I've gotten older, I feel like it's hit more because
Oh
I
yeah.
just beg for that time again.
And that ending sequence, man, when the fucking kids are disappearing, they're fading out, and you
Oh my
find out what
god.
happens to them. Oh, that's always been
I,
it's always got me.
not only that, but the 4th of July scene. Oh,
Oh,
so
fantastic.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh.
fantastic.
Like it's a beautiful scene, and it's
I think that, that movie's just like a love letter to baseball.
mm-hmm,
Just
yeah,
the beauty of baseball. There's not some complex plot. It's about kids playing baseball. And I remember watching that as a kid, and I always thought like the main section of the movie was them trying to get that ball back, but
it's
it's
not.
really that's not until the end where that
No,
happens.
it's just it's almost just like a week in the life sort of movie until that happens, and then it becomes about the Beast and Old Man Myrtle. Oh God! And then
Yeah.
the scene with James Earl Jones.
Oh
Oh,
man, so good.
like that
So
scene
good.
is so much better now in retrospect. Look at all this stuff.
Right,
That's a
so
lot of good
disappear.
stuff. Oh, bitches hate that.
Yeah, it's no,
George!
but George. I don't know. It just David Mickey Evans, is he a great filmmaker? No. But I think every so often in the world of movies, everything just kind of aligns right and shit works. And
Yeah,
that one just
he
works.
was able to tap
You know?
into something with the Sandlot,
Yeah.
and it.
Yep. And even if I feel like you can enjoy that even if you're not like a massive baseball fan. It's just like
Mhm.
a good kids movie.
But even like we were talking about with final season, like these kids look like they can play too. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not just kids that you just pick up off the street. Like they look like they could play.
No, and I think part of the reason it works is they have the right kids too. There's like a good chemistry with them. They feel like friends. It
Hmm.
just
They
everything's got to go
do.
right for something. Yeah, everything has to go right for something like that to work, and it just feels authentic.
Yeah, that's a really good point. They feel like we feel like we're jumping into a group of
Right.
friends that have played together forever. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, come on, Smalls. I hope he can get himself, incorporated with these guys because they've already established themselves, and he's the new guy. And no, it's just fucking great, man.
And then they
It's
do, and they're
great.
like, "Oh, look,
Dennis Leary's great too, by the way.
sure."
I don't give
He's
enough
in it
love
for
to
like
Dennis L.
he's in it for like 3 minutes in total.
Be the man of the house when I'm gone now, bud.
Karen Allen is better.
She's good. She's good.
Climb
Get into
trees, get
trouble.
dirty. Get into trouble for Christ's sake, you fucking idiot.
None mothers, I guess. I think I'll just drink my Ovaltine.
Wow. Neat. Well,
Dad, I mean, Phil.
I ring bell. Well, okay, another one here I've got. I guarantee it's not going to be in your in your list, but one that I really love from old Richard Linklater. Everybody wants some.
I need to revisit this.
I you don't dislike it, right?
I don't. No, and you're not the only person that I've heard rave about it.
I don't know what it is. Personable characters.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I like is that there's no baseball, and
Yeah.
at throughout the whole majority of the film, it's just these these guys having these philosophical conversations
Yeah.
about life, love,
And I
and
should like that. And I should
yeah,
like that.
and
Yeah.
maybe a lesser filmmaker would have cut the baseball part at the end, but it's almost like we're waiting to be rewarded with these guys who
Right.
are talking themselves up like, oh, I'm so good, I'm really good, and then we finally get to see these dudes
Right.
play, and it's like, okay, yeah, these guys are pretty
And
fucking good.
I'm actually glad you brought that one up because I just forget about it. And I know I have like a list of movies in my head that I know I wasn't thrilled about the first
Hmm.
maybe one or two times I watched them, but I always know if I were to go back to them,
Yeah.
there's a good chance they're going to click for me. And I think that would be one of them. Like, I feel like if I watch that now, it's probably been 5, 6 years since I've seen it. I'd probably be like, okay, I actually appreciate this a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I go back and watch it frequently. I think I've seen it
Yeah,
5, 6 times at this point. I think it's for one, it's just a chill movie. You can
sure.
relax and just listen to these fucking idiots talk, and at the end you get a little bit of baseball and
Get a little Jesse Meckler.
a little bit of Jesse Meckler, a little bit of Zoe Deutsch, a little
Deutsch.
bit of Glenn Powell before he became big time. Problem is
Yeah.
that you don't see Glenn Powell play because he's not very good. they did some
Crummy player.
they did some behind the scenes featurettes and like audition tapes, and a few of these guys don't play, and there's a reason they don't put them
Yeah.
on film playing.
I just remember when that movie coming out, I think I was just expecting something different in my head. I was just,
Do you
we were still on the fucking boyhood kick, and it's just,
yeah, do you think the talk of it being like a spiritual sequel to Dazed
I think that, well, no, I think that bothered, I think
helped
that took
not
away,
like it? Yeah.
yes, yes, because, they really kind of drove that point in that
Yeah.
it's like spiritual successor. And I guess in my head, I'm thinking, okay, but no, I need to rewatch that.
Yeah.
Hey, well, is Days of Confused a baseball movie then?
I didn't consider one in the list.
Yeah,
I even searched, baseball movie lists, and it never popped
right.
up. I don't think it
I
did.
never. No, there's like one baseball scene, but I mean, it is a pretty crucial scene in the film
It
where he gets his ass
is.
whipped.
It is. That's true. Real quick though, a couple other guys. Tyler Hoechlin is in the movie, and he went to Arizona State to play. Like he knows how
No
to
shit.
play.
Yeah,
Um, and then Wyatt Russell is in it, and
that's right.
the reason
Kurt Jr.
the reason I want to bring that up is that I also watched the documentary "The Battered Bastards of Baseball," which is
Heard of
about
that?
Kurt Russell's father started this professional league, and it's I'm trying to put it into the context. It's like the Savannah Bananas of then,
Okay.
not because
Okay.
of the stuff they do, but like people didn't like it. They wanted to be outlawed. They
Sure.
were like a team a
Sure.
league that got into fights. They didn't play by the same
Yeah.
rules. It was
What do you think about like what are your thoughts on like the Savannah Bananas?
I think it's totally fine. Just keep it away from
Yeah.
baseball.
No, I agree. It's like Harlem Globetrotters.
Anything to bring in more people into
Yeah.
baseball, like to
Right.
up the viewership. Like I
Like I've seen the Globetrotters a couple times. You go to it and you know that you're not watching a fucking NBA game.
Yeah,
It's a show,
yeah, it is a show. These
So no, I'm cool with it too.
yeah, some of these people that get up in arms about it, it's like, why are you gatekeeping the game?
Yeah.
Just
No, no. Now, if MLB expanded and brought in the Savannah Bananas, then there'd be an issue. But
yeah, like if you have to
it's
have at least
it's
one
fine.
if you have to have like one
Yeah,
backflip catch every game, I don't know if I'd.
yeah. No,
It-
I'm with you though. I don't, I don't get that whole purist thing. Like,
and you know what? Look, some of these rule changes they put in, I thought were stupid, and they've turned out to work out okay. Like
yeah, yeah.
the pitch clock is working. It kind of helps. I don't know. I
What do you think about the now challenging the balls and strikes?
I don't know yet.
Yeah,
I
because
I like
like
how
that's for
quick.
spring training this year, but it doesn't go into effect until next season.
Yeah, I like how quick it is, but
Yeah,
I I don't. It's I'll have to see it in real action to really know how I
right.
feel about it. But
Yeah, like
I think
it's
it's
got to be
good.
quick. Yeah, it just has to be fast. Like because if that's the whole thing, we're to cut back on the time, then we can't be taking 5 minutes for a pitch.
Let me put it this way: they started putting in a VAR system into soccer the past few years, which is basically like video assisted referee, where
Okay.
and some of the things that happen, like for example, a team will score a goal and they're using VAR to check and see if the player was offsides. So you get this moment of celebration that now you're waiting to see if what
Yeah. See, I don't like that.
it takes away from the big moment, the big magical
Right.
moment. Like
Yeah.
say Devin Williams strikes out a guy to
Right.
end the game. There's that
And they
excitement
all
of
come
the
on the field.
but now
Yeah. Oh, that all.
you
Wait a
get
minute.
somebody like oh, and it
Yeah.
and even if the call was correct, it feels
Sure.
like that
You still like.
the
Yeah. You're
momentum of
waiting.
the
Yeah.
moment is dead at that
Yeah.
point. Maybe
I mean,
that's
I guess you could look at it like a big touchdown in the NFL, and there's a flag on the field.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, but
But I get what you're saying.
that one I think we're used to, so it's different.
Right.
Maybe after a while of the ABS
Yeah.
system, it'll be
But
fine.
no, I
But
understand what you're saying. Like as a viewer, it's like you feel like you got to restrain yourself from celebrating until it's made official.
yeah, it's totally taken the magic out of a goal in soccer. Like
Yeah.
I don't want the same thing to happen with the ABS
No,
system.
I'm yeah, I'm okay with what they're doing, but I think we're going to get another stoppage in a couple of years or 26 or 2026, whenever that is
I,
next year.
I think they said it's all but a certainty that it's going to
Yeah,
happen.
it's going to be a mess, which
It's
sucks, but
it does. Anyways,
I wanted to bring up a film. I haven't even seen it,
okay,
but I know you have, and it's probably on your list.
okay.
Bought the Blu-ray because of you.
Oh
It's
God.
actually sitting up there. Baseball, Ken Burns.
Oh fuck. I didn't
I
put
need to watch
documentaries
that.
onto my list,
That's okay, but
but
I just feel like for the topic, this would be a good thing to talk about.
dude,
Because I know that that's fucking great. I just haven't cracked into it.
I mean it's as good as it gets as far as if you
Yeah,
like baseball. It's what is it like? Each episode is feature length. Some are longer, so
that's sick.
20
So
plus
does it like
hours.
start at the beat like the origins of the game?
Oh yeah, I it starts
That's fucking cool. I gotta watch
it
that,
starts at the
man.
origins. It talks about like the dude that apparently created it was Abner Doubleday, backyard baseball, but they talk about how that's probably not true, and they deep dive into it. And granted, they came out in the 90s, so some of the stuff throughout the
Sure.
series is dated. Um,
Right.
but
Well, didn't he add to it though? Like,
they did it.
didn't they? Isn't there like an extension?
They did a top and bottom of the 10th, and it goes all the way up till 2009.
Okay.
So even then, it's still a
Okay.
little outdated. Like
Right.
not
Right.
outdated in a bad way, but they're talking about
Does it end with the '09 World Series?
pretty much, yeah. Like,
Oh, fucking great! What a great ending.
but some of the World Series they go into detail about. That one they don't really go into a ton of detail about.
Let me ask you, not to make it all about me, but do they? They
Shit ton of
certainly
Yankee
have to have like
stuff.
a.
Shit ton of
There's
Yankee
got to be an
stuff.
episode about the dynasty, right?
Yeah, like that's all they talk
Okay.
about in the 90s.
Fuck, I
I
gotta crack open that shit, man.
I didn't get hardly any love in this whole series. The
I
only
bet you did.
the,
There's not a lot to talk
the
about.
only love I got is when they were like the Philadelphia Athletics and they were good. There's a lot of
No,
disappointment
that's
throughout the Phillies franchise.
that's literally one of those things though that I just know for certain I'm gonna love it. I just haven't watched it, but I
Yeah,
need to.
yeah. I mean, they talk about everything. They talk about the early players. They talk about the Negro leagues. They talk about
Yeah,
the steroid era. They talk about the strike.
I thought for $50 that was a no-brainer purchase.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
yeah, chump
yeah.
change for that. The
I mean, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, fuck it. I just felt like I had to own that.
Yeah, it's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. I'm a huge Ken Burns fan. I love all the stuff that he does, and
Yeah,
if
I
you
really need to.
if you like baseball, it's just fantastic.
I'm inspired by it.
Yeah. Speaking of, another thing I wanted to I watched was that it was a Mets documentary. Um, once
Yeah,
upon
why
a
would
time,
you watch that?
once upon a time in Queens. I just like to know the history of the game, and I didn't really
I
know.
will look. I give you credit for that because I mean I couldn't even think to sit down and watch like a Red Sox documentary.
I,
But that's just that's impressive as a fan of the game.
I was just watching it. Gary Carter is not even in my thoughts. I wasn't even around when he was
Sure.
playing, so
Yeah,
who
no, I
gives a
gotcha. I
fuck?
gotcha.
But I,
Yeah, that's a good point.
but also I didn't really know. I do have to deal with Keith Hernandez though in the booth. Like, goddamn, that
Ugh,
guy's a little crybaby. But
God, what
uh,
a bitch.
yeah. But I really didn't know. There's moments in baseball history and baseball lore that you see constantly. For example, the Buckner error,
Yeah,
but you don't
yeah,
see what led to it and what came after it. And that's what I
that's true.
loved, was seeing the circumstances that led to that scenario, why that scenario
Sure.
happened, and what happened after.
And then the aftermath. Yeah, that's a good point because we've all seen the play 1,000 times, but then then the clip ends.
Yeah, and it was really interesting because they were on the brink of winning. The manager put him in because he was a longtime player that they're like, I want him to celebrate on the field, even though he wasn't that great
Fuck.
defensively. They had the champagne bottles in
God,
the clubhouse, and when that play happened, everything changed. Like, it's wild.
that's just legendary.
And Bob Costas talks about that in the baseball documentary, because he was a young reporter at the time. He was going to be the one asking questions, and he just talks about
Oh,
how fast they had to take all the TVs and the champagne
yeah.
out of the clubhouse before the players got
Talk about
there.
a fucking buzzkill, man.
Seriously,
God.
yeah. But it
Where did you watch that?
ESPN Plus,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Wait, so
It's a 30
like what
for
do you pay?
30.
How much does that cost?
I don't know. Jess pays for it, so, but I think it's maybe like $10 a month.
Well, like I want to watch like the captain. I haven't watched the Derek Jeter documentary.
Yeah,
I mean, like I
it's fine.
fucking
You
need
don't
to
need to
just
watch it.
subscribe. No, I do. I do. I do.
I do. I do. They have
But
that.
no, that was cool. I get what you're saying. And I like that too, like the before and the after. That's why I really like the 30 for 30 about Steve Bartman, like what happened
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Because we've all seen his sad face sitting there, but boy, holy shit.
Every other fucking idiot put their hands out too. He was just the unlucky
You
one
know
that
what's
it hit.
amazing about that though? Like that guy, I mean, he erased himself from Earth. You can't find him. There's no sighting of him.
He had
Nobody knows
to.
where he is. Yeah. You search up Steve Bartman, there's nothing about him.
But
It's amazing.
again, the aftermath. The Cubs couldn't get out of the inning. Like,
Oh yeah. They fucking choked big time
yeah,
afterwards.
yeah. I mean, who's to say Moises Alou catches that ball? And
Right.
you had plenty of opportunities after. He was just a fucking scapegoat.
Dude, I remember watching that unfold. I would have been 13. Everyone around here's a Cubs fan.
Isn't it?
We're gonna do it this year.
Isn't
This
it?
is it.
Isn't it crazy when? Oh, Jesus Christ! Isn't it crazy when, in the moment of history, you kind of know you're in the moment of history,
Dude,
watching.
yeah, I remember being in my living room watching that, and I watched the play live. I watched it live, and then the fucking cut to that guy's face looked like he's gonna cry, and going into school the next day, bro. Oh my god,
Slurs.
fuck. Oh, well, just the earlier in the day at school. This is it. It's finally time. Fuck.
Oh God. Yeah, they talk about the Cubs droughts. They talk about the Red Sox droughts. They talk about the Red Sox coming back in that series.
Ugh.
Yeah, that
Fuck.
baseball doc covers everything.
Cocksuckers.
You've had enough. You've had enough. Maybe not
It's
lately.
been a long time for me. It's been a long time for me.
Shut the fuck
I
up.
haven't seen him win since I was 19. I'm fucking 35 now.
What? I haven't seen the Phillies win for longer.
Yeah, okay. So how old were you in 2008?
I had to have been like 14. I was a freshman in high school.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck.
13. 15. I was like on the verge of 15.
Ugh. Fucking World Series. Fuck baseball.
I'm still not over 2022. I thought that was their best chance, and that's probably the best chance they'll have.
Well, I'm right there with you, man. That's why I thought you know, as a New York Giants fan, I shouldn't fucking say anything positive about the Eagles, but that's why I thought, been a lot of heartbreak. I was glad to see one of us get out of that a little bit. Shit.
Yeah, well, they did win in 2018, so that helps.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Fuck
even
you.
that feels like so long ago now.
Yeah, well,
It
you know.
is. It's almost 10 years. We're dead. We're
Anyways,
dying.
I really don't have a list of other baseball films. I only have one that is like this is my favorite movie ever. One of
Well,
them.
the other two I have, one's Major League. The first time I watched that, I was so impressed by just how fun it was, and I think,
Got to tell you, that's another one I don't appreciate. I think as much as I should. That's one I should probably go revisit.
yeah, Charlie Sheen actually can throw the baseball. Nobody else can really play in that movie besides him, but I don't. It's just that one's fun. It's a lot of fun. The great Randy Newman song at the beginning. Oh,
Short people got no reason.
yeah, that was one I held off for a long time, and when I finally watched, I was like, "Fuck, this is really good.
Okay,
I like this
okay.
one a lot."
Um,
The other one I have before we get to what you're gonna say is Moneyball.
hey, I get it. I get it. I mean, it's a story about losers, and you do like those,
I
but
do. Well, I am one, so so
it's a story where they couldn't quite finish the job, but I know you like those.
well, you know all about that from last year.
Stop. Stop. Dude, stop.
I do that another another moment where it's like, oh my god, you're watching something happen that we're gonna look back on. I felt so bad
I
for you, and
truly
I felt so bad
I
for you in that
truly
moment.
think, and it's,
Go
I'm
ahead.
probably talking my
Go
ass,
ahead.
but I think if they would have won that game and brought it back, there could have been a chance because Aaron was starting to fucking heat up. And I've noticed with him, he can't handle a fucking long break, and he sucks. So he always sucks because there's a 2 week break between the fucking end of the season when the playoffs start.
Is that it? Just do
He's looked like shit in spring training.
just do the same thing you've been doing your whole life. Just do it 2 weeks later.
They should have won that game.
Well,
Fuck.
and look, I think there's some stat out there that the teams that have the bye so far in this new format have not fared well. They did.
They also had a extremely easy path to get. They beat the Royals and the Guardians. That's a fucking joke.
Sure,
The AL Central sucks.
sure, but the Phillies won the division. They were a second seed, and they got trounced in the or the second
Yeah,
round because they sat
yeah.
around. So I'm not.
Oh,
Look, we can talk about that all day. I don't think that's the issue. I don't think the buy is the issue, but the
it's a
stats are
psychological game.
well, yeah, and the stats are showing that you kind of want to be the lesser seed.
Right. Like, dude, you could hit, you could spend all day hitting 1,000 fly balls like that to Aaron Judge, and he wouldn't drop any of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so fucked up,
It
dude.
just it
That
sucks.
is so fucked up.
It sucks. I felt terrible for you.
Oh my god, dude.
But anyway, Moneyball.
Well, anyways, number one on my list, The Scout, starring Brendan Fraser.
Who?
You ever see that, Jim?
Fraser?
Brendan Fraser.
Brenda Fricker.
It's a good movie where
Albert Brooks.
they find yeah, I don't can't remember. He's like a phenom, and they sign him to pitch for the Yankees, and then he panics on his debut, and he's at the top of Yankee Stadium. It's fucking awesome. He's like in the rafters.
It's I want to check it out. It's
It's
on my
weird, dude.
list.
But like he panics when it's time to pitch, from what I can remember, and then he goes to hide like up on top so they can't find him.
How's his form looking that?
I don't think very good. It's not a very memorable movie.
I've wanted to watch my or what is it? Mate or Little Big League.
Dude,
because I've heard that
yeah.
the baseball playing in that is like the best.
I always enjoyed that movie, but it's like with Rookie of the Year, it's fucking absurd, you know?
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Not bad, though, not bad. Timothy Busfield, he's great in baseball films.
Pete Crow Armstrong's mom is in that.
That's right. She's his mom in the movie,
That's kind of
the
cool.
kid's mom.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I think they
yeah.
use real baseball players in that movie too. Isn't Ken Griffey Jr. like the
Solid.
villain or something?
I can't remember.
I think he comes
He
up to
might
the
be, I don't know.
plate at the end.
Or Barry Bonds is in one of those. Maybe
Barry
that's
Bonds
Rookie
is
of
in
the Year.
Rookie of the Year when he's with the
Yeah,
Pirates.
I got to be honest with you though, and we've talked, I think, about the good handful of ones, but I can't put together 5 or 10 baseball movies that I love. I don't think. I mean, there's a lot of them, but I don't think a lot of them are great.
Yeah,
The one that's one of my favorite movies, and I know you really enjoy it too, is Field of Dreams.
it's my
We've
number
talked about it
one.
endlessly. Yeah, we've talked about it endlessly on this podcast many times. Um, Not only is that my favorite baseball movie, but I mean, that's a top 5, 10 movie for me. I mean, it's so good, so good.
Yeah.
Way more than baseball going on there.
Oh, for
I mean,
sure.
yeah, it's baseball, but
It's a son-father movie.
man, can I ask you something as like a serious discussion?
Sure.
After losing your dad and watching that movie, how differently does it hit you?
Oh, like you saying that right now, like just made my stomach
Yeah,
drop. Like
yeah. And I was just trying to have a serious conversation with you. Yeah,
I liked it before, and I
right.
think watching it. Oh fuck, my headphones. I think before watching it was more of a. Eventually, I'm gonna have to watch this without a dad. Like,
dude. I've thought about that
yeah,
since I was a kid watching it with my dad. Like sometime, eventually, I'm gonna watch it without him.
yeah. And the first time I watched it after, it hit me in a different way.
Yeah,
Like
I'm sure it does.
it's
I've always wondered that, and because I mean that is
I want
in terms of like father son moments in movies. I mean, that's got to be
and
the top.
yeah, and look, like in the movie, he didn't get to say some things to his dad. They didn't end things on a good note. I didn't have that,
Yep.
which is good.
Sure.
If I did, that would probably make me sick. But
right.
But
No, you're right. That is the big focal point of that movie. I mean, even when he's in the car driving back with James Earl Jones, he goes, "The son of a bitch died before I could take it back."
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, dude.
But I think that's what's good about it is that you shouldn't leave things unmended.
Yeah, and that's one that it's sure it's a baseball film, but you can certainly appreciate that movie. And I've shown it to people that don't care about baseball that end up liking it. It's way more is going on there, and it's just well made. The acting's great. I mean, Kevin Costner. I've never been a huge Kevin Costner fan, but I fucking love him in that movie.
I think this is his best acted movie.
Yeah. And James Earl Jones, who we just lost, God rest his soul, loved that guy.
I mean, his speech is iconic.
Yeah,
MLB uses
people know him as yeah, right. He's Darth Vader to a lot of people, or whatever else you saw him in. But man, it's Terrence Mann. I always think of Terrence Mann in Field of Dreams.
Yeah, I mean,
just great acting.
The cast,
great acting.
Ray Liotta, like he pops up. Burt Lancaster, and I think his last role.
I believe that was his final role. Yep.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of things going on. They're going to the city council meeting and they're wanting to ban books and he's dealing with this moral dilemma of do I chop down my crops to do this crazy thing that
yeah, I mean and it's very much a fantasy film.
Sure.
I mean,
but
that's what it is.
It feels real.
It does. There's something about it where, and I mean, from the get-go in that movie, it sets the tone. Within the first 10 seconds, he's out in the cornfield. The sun's going down. It's kind of like dark. It's about dinner time, and you hear that voice. And I mean, dude, right away, 10 seconds in, you're like, we got chills thinking about it.
I was surprised how fast it jumped into it.
Yeah, it goes right into it, and it instantly gets you thinking like,
What?
What the fuck? Is this guy hearing something in his head? Is this the voice of God? It's me, the voice of God.
James Earl Jones. Also,
So I don't know.
gotta mention the James Horner score.
Oh my God. My God.
He has many
It's my
great
favorite
ones,
score.
but
I can confidently say that's my favorite music score
yeah,
from a film.
one of my favorite songs from it this past viewing. I think it's called "Driving to the Library" or something. It's like that.
Ooh.
Doo, doo,
No, I know
doo,
exactly what you're talking
doo.
about. Yep.
I fucking love
That's the
that
scene in the
song.
movie where he's researching the old articles about Terrence Mann.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's just like
Oh,
this little
I can hear it now, dude.
just like the flute, like doo,
Yep.
doo, doo, doo.
So fucking
This
good, dude.
last viewing,
So good.
I was like, oh fuck, and
Yeah.
I got that record like dirt
It's
cheap.
me too. Yep. And it's that's of course I'm always kind of have an attachment to it because it's the one big Iowa film, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just I don't know.
When you've been there,
It's just perfect. It's a perfect movie for me. It gives you the emotion. It's got the great baseball action. Touches on like some baseball history. You get some legends in there. I mean, it's
well,
perfect. It's
and
perfect. I love it.
speaking of incorporating movies into real baseball, they have the Field of Dreams game, and that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know if they're
that's,
doing that anymore.
well, I thought they were turning that into like a sports complex. I don't know what the fuck they're. It's so weird. It's a weird place to do that because it's middle of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it would be weird to build like a hotel and a sports entertainment thing out there, but hey, there must be a vision for it.
Expansionism.
Yeah, I do love, love, love that movie. One of my favorites.
And also directed by Phil Alden Robinson, who directed an episode or two of Band of Brothers.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know
I
that.
think he directed the first episode, Curry, which is one of my favorite episodes because it's just like the introduction to everything.
Have you ever seen the video of James Horner looking back on that score?
No.
Yeah, there's a video of him talking about it, and
Is
he's
he
talks about
American?
yeah, yeah.
For some reason, I thought he was
But
like
they
German or something like
no,
Hans.
it's like really good. It's like him sitting at his piano, and he talks about the first time he saw the footage, like of the field, and he's like,
Oh,
"I just thought it would do something like this," and he like walks you through it. It's
oh,
fucking cool,
that
man.
sounds like that.
I was really sad when he died.
Me too.
Hey, it goes fucked
I
up,
mean,
man.
some of my favorite scores ever.
And
Like,
he wasn't very old, and you just think,
I
man, how much shit we were robbed out of.
yeah, and I will say though that my favorites of his are like all '90s ones. But
Sure, sure.
it reminds me of that video of it's John Williams at the piano and Spielberg, and they're talking about how he found the notes for ET.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah. That's the same sort of thing. I'll send it to you if I can find it. Just look it
yeah,
up. It's pretty easy to see, but yeah, it's good.
yeah,
Number one movie, number one baseball film, one of my favorite films of all time.
yep, yep. That's
That puts us at about hour 45. I think that was good, man.
yeah,
Had a great discussion.
yeah,
Got
good
me in the
stuff.
mood for baseball.
I know. You're gonna play MLB The Show now?
I'm not. No.
No,
They
me
need to
neither.
change it. It just looks the same. It's not enough change for me. It's the same game I bought 2 years ago.
Well, and they stopped developing it for the older consoles, so you think they would have.
Oh, so you can't even get the new one on Switch, right?
You can get it on Switch, you just can't get it on Xbox
Oh,
One or PS4.
PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Just copy paste, same formula.
It's
I know people love it,
I
but I
love
ain't got
doing
the
that
time for it.
Diamond Dynasty, trying to unlock stuff, but I can't spend 600 hours every year on a fucking
It's
baseball
just
game.
bullshit. You said 600 hours, and then
It means
it's all for
nothing.
nothing because you got to start over. Yeah, that's what bothers me about those.
Yeah.
Robert, any closing thoughts?
I I don't even think I can put into words what baseball means to me. It's just like the greatest thing. I look forward to, like we said at the beginning, I look forward to the end of every day where I can come home, win or lose. I know that I can come back the next day and the same thing will happen. Like I think that's the great thing is every day is a new day to try and get another win.
A new day, a new loss.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, if you're still out there listening, anything you want to see, any sort of episode ideas, let us know. We'll just kind of fucking do what we want with this now. We've already done the topic, so what? I think this was way better than the first baseball one we did, where you probably just read through a list, and I go, haven't seen it, haven't seen it,
Yeah.
sucked,
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Yeah. Way better.
That's what we're trying not to do.
Oh,
so,
that one's good. I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
That one's all right.
Nah, I haven't seen that one. That one sucks. Yay. All right. Hey, it's... Hello?
What the fuck? I think you went a little too hard into the mic.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
My headset fucked. This is going to sound like shit, but the audio's ended through my computer, so thanks for listening, and as always, go fuck yourselves.